welcome to Alanah Brand.
Thanks, Graham. You have stolen half of my speech here tonight. I'm going to have to say it again because if I go off script, who knows what will happen. So thank you, Graham. I'd also like to start by thanking Alison for inviting me to speak tonight. It's an absolute privilege to be here surrounded by art and artists. When I came in yesterday afternoon to drop off my paintings, I was blown away by how many talented artists had work here on display. However, when someone compliments my work by using the word talented, I feel somewhat offended. What I think people mean to say by the word talented is actually hard work, as everyone has the capacity to learn a skill. However, it takes hard work, resilience, and dedication to spend the many, many hours it takes to refine that skill and turn it into a completed artwork, like the ones here on display tonight. So a massive congratulations to you all for the huge amount of effort that I know goes into each artwork on display here tonight. I think we could clap there. Yeah. I procrastinated a lot about what I would say tonight, and after much trepidation, as I haven't had the opportunity to speak in an environment like this before, I thought I would use this occasion to introduce myself, even though Graham's already done that, and hopefully highlight how important art is to me and in turn our community. As was already said, I was born here in Bendigo. I went to Flory Hill Primary and Secondary College, followed by Bendigo Senior. Growing up, I would constantly draw people, friends and family members. I was intrigued by people, and I am still. I wondered if others saw the world the way I did. I wondered about what they were feeling and thinking. I wondered about their story and what their lives were like. I felt I had no choice but to continue to study art, and after high school, I studied at La Trobe Bendigo. I completed my Bachelor of Visual Art, followed by a Diploma of Education. When I started the Diploma of Education, I was working on the front desk at the Bendigo Art Gallery. And how lucky are we to have such a beautiful gallery here in Bendigo? Yeah, we're very lucky. I absolutely love this job. I loved being surrounded by art each day. I loved opening the gallery at the beginning of the day when the space was empty and dark. When I started the diploma, I never planned to become a teacher. I'd really struggled during my Bachelor of Visual Arts. I never felt like my work was liked. I never felt smart enough to be there, and my marks and feedback often reflected this. I sadly also lost 2 best friends during my first 2 years of study, and I really think my job at the gallery helped me through these losses. It gave me a purpose, and I enjoyed all the travelling exhibitions the gallery offered and just simply being surrounded by art each day. However, when I got into the classroom during my placements, my whole opinion changed. I love sharing my knowledge of art with teenagers, and for the first time I felt like I was actually doing well at university. My lecturers and mentors enjoyed the lessons I created, and I was getting good feedback. When I finished, I was offered a full-time job by my old principal, Ernie Fleming. I didn't want to say yes, as I knew I'd have to leave the gallery. However, a full-time job would mean I could save up money to travel overseas and see all of the artworks I had learnt about in my studies. I accepted Ernie's offer, and this really changed the course of my life. I went to Europe during the summer holidays, and I developed a love and passion for teaching. However, somewhere deep inside, I still felt like I was supposed to be painting, even though I felt like I wasn't very good at it. I decided to complete my honours year in visual arts and was then offered to complete my master's. I did this part-time whilst teaching. My published thesis explored the similarities between historical portraits of women and the digital selfie. My thesis was inspired by my students. However, I left university after 10 years still feeling like my ideas and paintings weren't good enough. I decided to sign up to 3 painting courses with renowned artists Robin Ely, Solomon Kammer, and Jessica Leclerc. These courses changed my painting practice dramatically, and last year in 2022, Solomon offered to be my mentor. Sol asked me what my goals were and I shared that I'd always wanted to be a finalist in the Archibald Prize. When I was little, the prize used to tour to the Bendigo Art Gallery, and I loved going to see it with my grandma. I shared with Sol that I'd always just wanted to paint people, and that the Archibald Prize seemed to be the prize to strive towards. Sol then offered for me to paint her for the 2023 Archibald Prize. I had never entered the Archibald before, as I never thought my work was good enough. Sol's offer sparked something in me. I was both excited and daunted, as I knew this painting had to be the best painting I'd ever created. I travelled to Adelaide 3 times to see Sol for our sittings. The painting took 3 months to create, and I even created a smaller version first, and you can currently see this smaller version on display at the Phyllis Palmer Gallery in the Teach exhibition at La Trobe University. After the painting was created and signed off by Sol, it was shipped to the Art Gallery of New South Wales for judging. From 960 entries, mine was selected as a finalist. When I opened the email informing me that my painting had been selected, I couldn't believe it. I cried and read the email over and over and over again. Like a lot though, maybe 50 times. I wasn't allowed to share this news for a month. However, luckily the gallery began calling me. I was interviewed and it all started to feel real. Going to Sydney for the official opening was the highlight of my career. I enjoyed listening to the winning speech by Julia Gutman and being surrounded by artists I'd admired for decades. The Archibald Prize leaves Sydney in September and tours around Australia. It doesn't come to Bendigo anymore. Instead, it goes to regional towns to boost tourism in those areas. The gallery closest to Bendigo is Mornington Peninsula Regional Gallery, where it will be on display from the 15th of September till the 5th of November. It will also tour to the South East Centre for Contemporary Art, Bega, Goulburn Regional Art Gallery, Hawkesbury Regional Gallery, Tamworth Regional Gallery, and Glasshouse, Port Macquarie. Becoming a finalist in the Archibald is the 4th time I've been a finalist in a painting prize. In 2022, I was a semi-finalist in the Doug Moran National Portrait Prize. Also in 2022, I was a finalist at the Percivals at Perk Tucker Regional Gallery, Townsville. And in 2021, I was a finalist in the Tatiana Art Prize Walkway Gallery, Bordertown, where Ben Quilty was a judge and selected my lockdown self-portrait, on display here tonight as a finalist. That prize, held between lockdowns, was the first time I really felt like my work was seen and that the skills I had learnt from Solomon, Robin and Jess were finally coming together. I tell my students that I believe art has a language of its own, that it communicates a story that words sometimes can't. I believe my painting of Solomon communicates how much I admire and appreciate her for her mentorship and for her contribution to both the art world and our community. Solomon's work speaks authentically about her own experiences of chronic illness, trauma, medical science, and gender biases to expose the prejudices, challenges, and abuses faced by many. In this portrait, I used the plinth to represent the way Solomon has used painting to speak to people living with disability, illness, and trauma. I believe that the positive impact Solomon has had on the world through their painting practice deserves to be recognised, and in this painting, Sol becomes the subject, the artwork, and a symbol of hope for future generations. Whether we mean it to or not, our art is a reflection of the world around us. It's a reflection of our thoughts and ideas. Solomon was the first person who believed in my work and trusted me enough to provide me with the opportunity to paint her for the prize I'd always dreamed to be a part of. I believe the work on display here tonight is a reflection of your world, the people, places and objects you admire and that are important to each of you. And that is why you've taken the time to paint them, to really look at them, to see them, and to meticulously labour over a surface to show your thoughts and ideas. I hope I haven't bored you all, and I'll end with this. If there's a voice inside you telling you to create, then you must keep following that voice. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. Thanks for having me. Congratulations to all the artists for putting their work up for others to view. It can be a very daunting experience to share your stories, thoughts, and ideas with your community. However, it is what truly brings a community together. Thank you.